What's up, everybody? I'm Tanner. We're at Riftgate. This is Adam.
How's it going? We're gonna go over altered TCG.
Hell yeah. Let's do it. What's up, y'all? This is Riftgate Games. This is our shop back here. My name's Tanner. We're gonna demo Altered for you today.
I'm Adam, and yeah, so we're gonna go over the basics of the game, collectability, cards, and then gameplay itself. So here we go. All right, so I got the app up here first because really that's kind of the core of like collecting and deck building and things like that. So you've got some new cards here. Let me.
Yeah, I got a Sigsamar.
So when you get new cards, what you would definitely want to do, one of the first things you want to do is scan them in. And that is because Altered has created a kind of unique system for collecting and also trading and playing, right? So we've got these here. We can actually get, I think you can scan up to 4 at a time. So we'll get this open. You download the app, go to cards, go to scan, and put them over there, right there. Boop, 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 boop. Just like that. Scans all of them. It scans them real quick, right?
Oh, wow.
Because of the QR codes that everybody hates at first,
Yeah.
right? Makes it super easy to scan. So then we can add them to our collection, right? Now they're in my collection. And I have my entire collection tracked here,
Okay.
right? Now, the reason for this is because at any point in time, like I now own, so this card, this, let's see here, this Tinkerbell, this rare version of Tinkerbell, right? I now own this card. Now, as a rare, there's maybe 400 of them, right?
Okay.
But I own number 476, let's say.
Okay.
It has essentially a unique identifier built into this QR code that says this is specifically this card. And so eventually I'll be able to go to the market here or the print shop and I'll be able to order an unlimited number of this card
Oh, wow.
because I own it. Does that
Okay.
make sense?
Yeah.
Like I own this copy of this card.
Okay.
Now, if I trade this to you
Okay.
in person, you don't own the card. You have
I
a
can't scan
print
it in
of the
again.
card that I own. If you try to scan it in, here's what will happen. Go ahead and put it down. You try to scan it in, it'll scan, and then you'll click add to my collection, and it'll get grayed out and say this is unavailable.
Okay.
So what I have to do if I want to trade you this card is I go in, and it's been a minute, but I'm pretty sure I go to my friends, and I go to like my friend here, and we can do trades, and I can trade him the card in the app, right?
Okay.
So like I have a trade list, he has a trade list, and
Would
I can
he
go
have
in
to
there.
have this physical card if you trade him through here to
No.
scan in?
No,
okay.
so that's the thing is like if I say, hey, I want to trade this for this, like I say, oh, I want to trade these, and then he comes into my list and says, oh, well, I want these, and then it says, okay, here's the trade. Do you both agree? Yes, and then it transfers ownership of the card.
Okay.
So I've traded cards with people in other countries,
Oh, wow.
and I now own the card. I don't have the physical card, but I own it.
And then you could print it.
Well, eventually, yes, but I can build a deck with it, is the important part, right? And then your decks, you can play online through Board Game Arena. So they have a connection with Board Game Arena, where when you go to play the game and you log in, I don't want to load in because then I'll be in a match and I'll have to like cancel out, and nobody wants that, right? But when you load in to a game, you can there's choose from your decks because you connect your Board Game Arena account to your Altered account. Does that make sense?
Yep.
And so then you can load into the game and you can choose a deck that you've built using their app, right? And so right now the majority of people who are playing this game are doing it
Through this.
way,
Okay.
right? They're doing it with the app, they're building their decks, and then they're playing their decks on Board Game Arena. And the cool thing about that is once they launch, because again, it's still a relatively new game, and these are both coming soon, the marketplace and the print on demand. Once they launch it, I'll be able to just print my entire deck. And
Okay.
it's not going to be super expensive because it's print on demand, right? So
Yeah.
they're going to print my order alongside your order and 1,000 other people's order, and they're only printing as much as they need, right?
That's nice.
They don't need to print 10,000 units and hope that they sell them, okay? So that's kind of like opening cards. What you're really chasing are these uniques because, again, the way the game works, and I don't have a really great example of it right here on the table, but For example, Tinkerbell, right? You'll find her in multiple different factions. This card will be printed in different factions.
Okay.
Tanner today is playing Ortis, which is the blue faction. I'm playing Axios, the brown faction, right? Now, Tinkerbell exists in multiple colors and multiple factions, as a common, as an uncommon, right? The difference in this game is your commons and uncommons and rares, instead of them being like functionally, or instead of them being physically different cards, let me see, I might have an example in my deck. Let me look real quick, hold on. Instead of them being physically different, they're physically very similar. But what rarity does is it defines the ability of the card. So, for example, in this deck, I know for a fact I've got. So this is the rare Ouroboros. Oh, here we go. Three Little Pigs is a great example. So this is a regular Three Little Pigs. This is another good example. Let's do this one. Axiom Scrambler, because that's the first one I hit both of. Okay, so here's a regular Axiom Scrambler, right? Let me zoom in real quick. So on this it says it's a 2/4/2, cost of 4, return cost of 3. It has Sabotage. The rare version is exactly the same, except it costs 1 less to play from hand. Does that make sense?
Okay.
And then I don't know if I own one, but the unique version of that card, I think I own one on the app, but we'll just pull this out as a unique example. The unique version of that card will look physically very similar. The art will be a little bit different. Like you notice the art is different here. The art will be a little bit different, and then it'll have a completely different effect, right? Like I'm pretty sure the unique that I have online is like, it has a whole secondary ability down here, right? It's like when played from reserve, you get X, Y, or Z, right? Oh, it's right here. There we go. Check it out. Okay, so here we have the same card, completely different art, in the unique rarity, and it says, at dusk, you may put a card from your hand into reserve if you do that Sabotage, but then also when you play a permanent with a hand cost of 3 or more, if you control a token, resupply. So like far superior than this. Yeah. Okay. Now the catch with this card is it is both physically and functionally unique. This is the only card with this text in the world.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's about 260 some odd unique Axiom Scramblers.
Okay.
All of them are slightly different down here, or up here, or over here. Does that make sense? The differences are made algorithmically. So they say the card does this, it still needs to be able to do this, but we need this much of a variation.
Okay.
So when you get a unique in this game, it's literally physically unique.
Wow. Which
gives it some really decent value, because if somebody wants, like my deck is specifically built on permanents that cost 3 or more. It's like, that's great for me. If somebody else had this, I'd be willing to pay probably like $20-$30 because it's the only one that's going to do that thing. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now, foilers. You had a foiler. Do you still have that?
Yeah. Where did I put it?
Foilers are interesting as well because when you're opening the packs, you may have noticed you don't open any foil cards. Instead, you get these foilers. And what a foiler does is you scan it in, and it logs in your collection as you have a common foiler. What that means is when the print shop opens, you can apply this to a common card and order X number of foils of that card.
Oh, that's awesome.
Does that make sense?
That's way cool.
So like if you get a foiler for that rarity, when you apply it to a card, you can order a playset in foil, right? The real cool thing is if you have a unique foiler and you apply it to a unique card, I will then have all 260 uniques foiled.
Wow.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if I end up trading or getting access to one that's different than this one, because I foiled this one, I can print a foil of that one.
Dang.
Does that make sense?
That's way cool.
Super cool. Yes, the QR codes are annoying.
That's very intuitive.
But what they do is worth it, in my opinion. How easy they are to scan.
Yeah.
The fact that I can instantly play them online. And eventually I'll be able to, like, I could print 3 copies of this deck, give it to my friends who want to learn. They can learn to play with a really cool deck with really expensive cards. They won't be able to play in a tournament because I own those cards, but they'll be able to learn how to play with cool cards.
That's way cool.
Like a fully foiled hyper deck, right? So that's kind of the basis of collectability, the QR codes, and then the foiling aspect. Any questions?
No.
Okay.
This is all pretty straightforward. Very unique.
Yeah, 100%. So then getting into deck building briefly. I don't want to dive into it too much. I also don't want to mix up what's supposed to be in my deck and what's not. Briefly touching on deck building. So with these rarities, they've done limitations when it comes to deck building as well. I think that's in here. Where are my decks? Is it under collection? I thought it was under collection. My collection. I haven't used this on an iPad before. Here we go. Okay. So your decks are limited. You can only have where are they? Where's it show? Oh, I mean, I guess it doesn't show it. Maybe if I go to edits. Add. Okay. So it's a 40 card deck. And then I'm allowed to have 3 uniques, 15 rares, and up to 15 rares, up to 3 uniques, and 22 commons.
Okay.
So the idea is that you build your deck with your commons and uncommons. Well, it's just common, rare, unique, but you know what I mean. You build the deck with your commons. Where did those 3 go that we had? And then if you happen to pull a unique that works in your deck, you throw it in, right?
Okay.
Because you can only have 3 of them. So the idea is you build the deck with your commons and rares, and then when you get those, you get a unique that works, you toss it in there.
I like how it displays what your hand cost is going to be.
Yeah, super intuitive.
And then this displays your reserve cost.
Deck building, and we'll go over the difference between hand and reserve in a second. Oh, duh, they're right here. Okay. So I can only have 3 gold cards, 15 blue diamond cards, and then
20.
as many of these as I want. And again, it's 3 copies of any given card.
What's the max deck size?
I don't know if there is a max. Maybe I don't know if there's a max per se. It might just be 40. Let's see. We can try adding another card, and if it says it's invalid, no, it's still valid, but it's a minimum of 40. So that's the general gist of rarities, collecting, and deck building. So then let's do a quick overview of general gameplay. So you're gonna have, let's zoom back in for a second. You've got your heroes, your characters, or whatever. Sorry, your characters, not your heroes. You have a hero, and then you also have landmarks and spells, right?
Okay.
And so essentially, your hero, like a lot of trading card games, stays in your hero space and has an ability that can be activated and reactivated, right?
Okay.
They're the hero of the journey. And they are represented by this token right here, the hero token. They have a companion. This guy's got a little dog, Marmo. He's represented by the companion token, right?
Okay.
Any card, the first cost is my from hand cost. The second cost is from reserve. So anytime that you play a card that isn't a landmark, whether it's one of these or one of these, when it gets played, it will resolve and then it'll be sent to the reserve, right?
Okay.
Right over here. And once there, you can only have 2 there at a time. Anything excess of 2 has to be discarded. Then they can be recast later for the second cost from the corner. But if they are, they get Magic, it's a finale counter. What's it called? I can't remember the name of it. But basically it means that once it's done, so once it's fulfilled its purposes this round, they get discarded, right? I'll remember later. But there's cards that'll say remove one of these from a character. There's cards that'll say certain character gets anchored, which means they don't go to the reserve, right? There's nuances and elements that shake that up, but the general flow of gameplay is play your cards, reserve them, play them again, discard them.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Most cards will have a lower cost for the reserve. And then if there's a hand symbol, that means when played from hand, it has this effect, versus the arrow, which means when it enters, regardless of where it entered from. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Versus the reserve symbol, which is only when played from the reserve.
Okay.
Okay. Other than that, basic play is as follows. We're going to have these landmarks in the middle. So I'm actually going to run Sierra and Oddball. So we have the companion on one side, the hero on the other side. I can swap these, it doesn't matter. And then we have these in the middle, that are randomized. And you'll have 3 in your starter deck. And we both start with a hero and companion on either side of the board. You're playing... Oh, I think you're double my side. Yeah, it's okay. We'll make you purple. All right. So the goal of the game is for my 2 tokens to meet somewhere on the board, right?
Okay.
So I have my hero, I have my companion, and the goal is for them to meet here, or here, or here. It doesn't matter where they meet. They just need to meet somewhere. What happens is there's these requirements on each landmark, right? And say, hey, you need these to be able to, let's pull the map up just a hair, to be able to progress. So let's say, in theory, just pick a random card off the top of your deck and put it down here. Okay, he plays this character, and it's a 2/2/2. Now this landmark, or this area, this location requires you to win in any of the 3 categories. So I'm just playing off the top here. I play my Axiom Scrambler, okay? So I have 3 in green, 5 in brown, and 1 in blue. You have 2, 2, and 2. So I'm beating you in green and brown, but you're winning in blue.
Okay.
If this is how the round ended, then we would both progress. This flips over, I move forward, and you move forward. Because you won in blue, and I won in these other 2 categories.
Okay.
These both go to our reserve, and we would go into the next turn. But this time, we both need to win only in green.
Okay.
The other colors don't matter. If I play him again, that juicy 5 doesn't matter.
Okay.
All that matters is that 3 green. So if you play this guy and then you play someone else, you're now at 4 and I'm still sitting on 3. And I'd have to play something else out here to balance that out. Now, what's important to note is there's this whole other half of the board, right? So we both play here, you're winning. So then I'm winning in green. So then you play here and I say, okay, that's fine. I'm going to play over here. And now you don't have anybody over here, so yeah, you're gonna beat me here, but I'm gonna win on this side and progress to here. And now I can win on green here or green and brown here. You still only have this option. Well, technically you also have that option, but do you see what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Like you got to keep an eye on both sides of the board, and you have to strategically say, am I putting all of my eggs in this basket? Or am I going to mix it up? Am I going to protect both sides? Well, if I do, and then he does this, and et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
That's the general flow of the game. Again, it doesn't really matter where these meet up, as long as they get on the same tile, and that's victory. Now, let's say we were both really, really close. Let's say we were both hanging out right here, and we're both 1 win away from winning. How do you break the tie? Well, let's say that I win in both categories. So I go here and I go here. You only win in 1 category. Okay, if that's the case, then I would be the winner because my guys moved further. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like they traded places. Here we'll do another example just to drive it home. If you were here and I was here, okay, and you went here and I went here and here, again, I've gone further. You barely made it. I've passed myself.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like I had more going for me, right? And I made it beyond. Now, there are cards in the game that will say, move one of your tokens back a step, and they're devastating, right? But they exist. So there's a lot of different strategies. It's not just, push, get the numbers, get the tiles, whatever, right?
Okay.
So let's shuffle these up again. Let's get going. I also got to shuffle my deck. Brooke, do you have any questions?
No.
No. Brooke is our spotter. She's here to make sure Tanner doesn't cheat. I'm just kidding. Now, Tanner's playing a standard starter deck for Ortis. And my Axiom deck is mostly still standard cards, but I have added some of those unique rares that I pulled. Just set them to the side.
Okay.
They'll come into play. Once per turn, like most modern trading card games, you'll draw... Ooh, man, it's been a day. I think you draw 2 and you resource 1 like Star Wars. I'm pretty darn sure, but we might want to double check.
Well, this came with the rules.
Yeah, you've got the guide right there. Because I'm pretty sure it's a starting hand of 6 and you resource 3. if I remember correctly. It's making me go wide here, look. It's making me go wide. Card abilities. Phase 1, morning, okay. Each day, oh, and there's phases. There's like a morning, a noon, and a dusk, and the cards will say at dusk, which just means at the end of the turn, right?
Okay.
Change the first. Oh, will you pop out that big circle or big first player marker?
Let's do it. Some ASMR.
Some ASMR. Okay, 6
Would pop out
cards.
all of these?
Sure. Just put them on the side. So you draw 6 cards to start, and you resource 3.
Okay.
And then obviously readied and exhausted in your mana zone, right? And then each round, let's see here, during morning, if it's the first day of the game, go straight to the next phase, noon, otherwise follow these steps. So you move the first player marker, ready your mana orbs, and draw 2 cards. Starting with the first player, each player chooses if they want to place a card from their hand into their mana zone. And then you move to noon, which is the action phase, if you will. Any noon triggers happen. And then in afternoon, players take their turns. The first player first. 1 turn equals playing 1 card. So it's kind of like Star Wars in that way. You play 1 card, and then it goes to me. I play a card, then it goes to you. There are some exceptions. For example, this says when I play a landmark with 3 or more, I exhaust her, and I get a 2/2 bug, right? That's not playing a card. It's a card effect. It's like a free action, right? And then... yeah, quick action is what they call it. You play your card, and then when you say pass, you're done playing cards this round. Again, just like Star Wars. And then we go to dusk. At dusk, you determine which region types are the highest, who's winning. Must be higher than 0. And then at night, send all your characters and your expeditions to reserve. Fleeting is the icon. If they have fleeting, discard them. If you have 3 or more cards in your reserve, clean them up. If you have 3 or more landmarks, clean them up, and then reset.
Okay.
So, go ahead and draw 6 and resource 3. I'll zoom out so we can see everything. We'll get going here.
Alrighty. Resource scan.
Oh, there is a mulligan rule, but I don't remember what it is. It's fine. Let's see if it says it in here. If I'm not mistaken, I remember it being similar to the Lorcana mulligan, where you choose what you keep and you ditch the others, but...
Okay.
Oh, it doesn't say on here. We'll just ignore it for now. It's fine. I'll just play with what I've got. But I will resource, I think, this one. Because again, remember, you're going to start with 3 resources on your first turn.
Okay. I'm resourced and ready to go.
You're resourced and ready. I'm figuring it out. I guess we'll go here, we'll go here, and we'll go here.
Sponsored by Liquid Death, not really.
Liquid Death is the bomb, dude. Okay, so I have the... So we now enter noon. If there's any noon triggers, they happen, and then we go into afternoon, and I will exhaust 2? No. 3. I'll exhaust all 3 of my mana orbs to play my Foundry Armorer, and I will play it in the Companion Expedition. Here we go.
Okay. I will also tap 3, and I will play Ortis Spy.
Okay. Now this is not a bad move. Just be aware, neither of us will be advancing this round.
Yeah.
If you were to play it here, we would both advance. So then we go into, I think it's evening or whatever. We're both 2/2/2, 2/2/2, so nothing happens. These both go to reserve.
Okay.
We do not progress. I pass the token. We draw 2, and then in turn, you first, then me, decide if we're going to resource.
Yeah, I'll resource.
I'm gonna do. This one. Okay, so you have the play, my sir.
Okay.
Now, oh, you have a thing. You have an at noon trigger, dog. So going into noon, at noon, you create a 1/1/1. You don't have to tap him. It's just at noon, create a 1/1/1 soldier at any expedition.
Okay. We'll create it here. Put it over here, I guess. And then I can tap for multiple things, correct?
One card.
I can't play 2 cards?
Nope. You gotta pick. Order of operations.
Let's we'll tap 3
Okay.
to
2.
or I guess 2, yeah. To
Yep.
pull this out of reserve,
You got it.
and I'll play it over here.
Okay. So you have 2
Pass.
left. It's my go. So here's my dilemma, right? Do I play here to block that out and risk losing this, right? Or do I play here? So I will do 1 as well. And I will play in this expedition with a 1/1/2.
No.
So I have 3 mana open. And I'm currently winning in this expedition by 1.
I'll tap 1, and I'll play over here.
There you go. So I made a gamble because I don't have anything else that I can. Oh, actually, I can. My bad. I can still play something. So now again, but it's not optimal to play right now, but I'll do it anyway because I don't want to miss a round of not advancing. But again, do I go here and we both progress? Because if I go here and shut you down there, you're going to progress here. So let's do that just for kicks. Oh, actually, you know what? I can play her from here, from my reserve, for 3. And when she's played from reserve, I get a 2/2/2 brass bug. So that will both cancel us out here and give me the win on this side.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Good play.
So then she came out with a fleeting token. He came out with a fleeting token. They'll both go to discard this time.
Okay.
And then these will go to reserve, and tokens go back to the ether where they don't exist.
Okay. And then this goes to reserve.
Yep, I take that. Ready, draw, resource.
Still just drawing 1, right?
Yes. No, you draw 2. Yeah, draw 2, resource 1. Did you only draw 1 last time?
No, I drew 2,
Oh.
or I don't remember.
I have 4 cards in
LOL.
hand. You have 4 cards in hand. I think we both drew 2.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right. Resource that baddie.
I'm going to resource this one. As the first go, I will activate my. This is a special discard symbol here, so it means I can discard this from the reserve. The next, and it says so discard me from the reserve. The next permanent you play this turn costs 1 less. So I sacrifice her to make my next permanent cost 1 less. I'm going to go 5 to play my brass bug hive. So what this is going to do, it enters. Now, before I do this, when you play a permanent with hand cost 3 or more, rotate me and get a 2/2 in any expedition. You forgot to dusk or at noon do your Ortis soldier. So I get my wherever you put it, I'll just put it. Yeah, we'll just match. And then this says when the brass bug hive enters, create a 2/2 in any expedition. But then also at noon I get one. So next round I'll get one at noon. And then when a robot joins your expeditions, gain 1 boost because they both joined after he hit the field. They both get a +1. So I have a 3/3 here and a 3/3 here.
Making moves.
Oh, we forgot to do this last time because I advanced in that column. All right, so it's your go.
I think I'll tap 3 and I'll play the Ortis Gatekeeper over here. Oh yeah.
So when he enters, you get to create a 1/1 soldier in your other expedition.
Oh, other.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then it's back to me, and I'm tapped out. So I have to pass. You have 3 open?
2.
You've got a 1/1 down here.
Yeah.
That'll block me out here.
I think I'm gonna tap 2.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna play this.
There you go. Create another orders token in my expedition. Okay, so now you have, this is the only tricky part of the game, and there's an app for this, but I don't feel it's super necessary, but you're at 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. So 4, 6, 3. I'm just a 3, 3, 3. So you're winning in the brown, which is one of these 3 categories.
Mm-hmm.
I have nothing else to play. You're passing, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So you will advance here. And then over here, 3, 3 against 2, 2, 2, or 1, 1, 1. So I will advance here.
Okay.
And then mine are tokens, so they disappear. Now you're in a specific situation where everything except for these tokens are going to your reserve. So you're going to end up with 3 cards in your reserve, and you'll have to decide which one you're going to discard.
I'll discard this guy.
Okay, and then go ahead and take that first player token. Untap, draw, and decide if you are going to resource.
I will resource. I'm gonna.
You said yes to resourcing?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm at 5? I guess, yeah, I'll also resource 1. Okay, go ahead.
I'll tap 2. We'll play the Monolith Rune Scribe.
Okay, did you do your at noon trigger?
Oh, at noon trigger.
I also have an at noon trigger, but you're the first player, so you choose. I will go here, and then you play your scribe, and then it goes to me.
Mm-hmm.
I I need 1 of any, 1 of that. All right, I'm gonna do 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 for this unique Amael as our outcast.
It's a cool card.
It's kind of a cool card. So he's gonna go here. When I play him from hand, you may discard a card from your reserve. If I do, you may have target character other than me lose fleeting and gain a boost. Unfortunately, I don't have anything in my reserve to do that with. This gets a boost from the robot. So then it goes back to you.
I'll tap 2 to play this guy.
Okay. In which expedition? Okay.
And create a guy.
My expedition, correct.
Okay. Pass
And
to
then
you.
it's me. Got 2 open.
Yes.
And you're sitting at 4, 4, 3. So I'm only winning by 1 green and 1 blue. I don't know if this is going to be enough, but I'm going to take the risk. Pay 2 for this hooked maneuver. Target character switches expeditions.
Okay.
And then I draw a card. discarded. Goes to you.
So right now
So you're 2/2/2. I'm 3/3/3 with this boost.
Okay.
From my jumbo robot. So I'm 1 up here, and 2 up on green, and 2 up on blue over here. Because he's a 5/3/4, and you've got 3/3/2.
Okay. I'll tap 1, and I'll play this here.
Nice. And then he goes back to me.
Mhm.
I pass. Goes back to you.
I can't play anything else.
So you also pass.
Yes.
So you're at 2, 3, 4. Are you sure you want to play that there? You want to play it over here. Because I'm about to win in both categories. Because here I still have 5 on the green, and you're at 4 on the green.
I have to block you out in
You
your
have to
highest
match or beat. Because I'm sitting on any of all 3 categories.
That's
right?
true. I have to beat you in the brown or the.
You have to beat me in all 3 categories on this
Okay.
side. So if you play it here, you'll block out my bug, and I'll only advance here.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Marvelous. And then we got to put these on. This came out from those 2 go to discard.
Okay.
And then the others go to your exile or whatever, and then she goes to your reserve. And then this comes back over.
These are gone to the
Ready.
ether.
Draw 2. All right.
2.
Send on 6, huh? I'm gonna resource 1. I've used it once. You gonna resource?
No.
Okay. At noon?
It's on.
All right. For turn.
The art on these cards is so good.
It's pretty cool stuff, yeah. I'm really excited to see what the foilings are like.
I'm excited for the new set. Comes out January 31st. If you're local to Salt Lake, come into Riftgate.
Well, I think pre-release is the 24th.
Okay, so same pre-release weekend as Flesh and Blood, The Hunted.
We'll do Axiom Scrambler. We're going to do him in this one, though, because his highest stat... I should have swapped those. Oh, well.
Yikes.
His highest stat is 5 in the brown, and I need the mountain over here, right? So I should have played my bug over here. That's my bad. And then at dusk, he has a trigger, and he has a permanent with 3 or more trigger. Oh, I played the wrong one. Gosh dang it. Sorry, I meant to play this one. Because he has Sabotage. So that gets discarded.
This?
Yes.
Okay. That's rude.
Sorry. But he's only a 4 on the ground instead of a 5, so here you go.
But you're at 7 anyway.
On the brown and 4 on the blue. So you just have to win. And if you win in the blue, you will also progress. So if you can beat 5 in the blue or beat 6 in the brown, you'll progress.
I don't think I can do that either. We'll tap 3.
Okay.
We'll play this and make this over here.
Nice.
Pass.
Okay. I will do 2 to get 3 on the board on this side. So 3 green. The brown doesn't count because there's no brown here. Now what's cool is you're on all three colors. So I have no blue, so you're still going to advance with your one blue based on this current matchup.
Hell yeah. Word. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna expend 3, tap 3. If I control 3 or more other characters, I gain 2 boosts.
Nice. So is it 2 on the same character? Is it?
It just says I gain 2 boosts. Cards in reserve are not controlled. A boost is a 1/1/1 counter. Remove it when it leaves the expedition.
Okay, so you can put these 2 on the same person or on separate people, whatever you want to do.
You still have mana?
So right now, I have 1. Right now, I'm at 5, 7, 5, and you're at 3, 6, 4. And so right now, all that really matters in this expedition is the green and the blue, or the brown and the blue. So 7 and 5 versus 6 and 4. So if you can beat me in one of those categories, you will also progress. Okay. So now you're at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in the brown, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the blue, which beats my 2, 4, 5 in the blue, and my 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, you beat me in both categories. So you go back to me, I pass, go back to you, you pass. So you get to progress here, and you get to progress here, and I progress only on this side. Because I would have done well in the green, but green is not on this location.
Okay.
Now, none of you guys were played from your reserve, so you don't need to worry about fleeting tokens.
Now.
Oh, when it came... No, never mind. No, that wouldn't work. Okay, so we'll just get rid of that.
These guys go to reserve.
I think he's better. Okay. And then... Did we already move this?
No.
This goes to you.
Yep.
Untap, draw 2.
Draw 2.
Reserve 1 if you desire. Oopsies. Okay. Ooh.
I'll resource 1.
I will also resource 1. Okay, here we go.
Tap 3. And
Noon trigger.
yeah.
You get a thing, you pick first. I get a bug, I pick second. I'm gonna go on this side.
I'll tap 3.
Okay. 3 more characters, but you don't. So it goes back to me. I'm gonna do 4 for my Axiom Scrambler.
Oh, does this only happen
When it
on
enters.
entry?
When it enters, yeah.
Oh,
do you want
shoot.
to pick a different one? We can go back.
I thought it was just regardless. Well, then, yeah, I want to play this first.
Okay.
And
Yes. Yep.
then I'll put this over here.
Nice. Okay. I'm still gonna play my Scrambler here. And then it goes back to you.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'll tap
Play the other
these
guy.
3,
Okay.
and we'll play him on this side.
Okay.
And then 2 people get boosts.
Yep. Or one person gets 2 boosts. Either way.
We'll do like that.
Okay. I'm gonna do 3. And I'm going to play this other other landmark. When it enters, it gets 3 Kylon counters on it. And then at noon, I can remove a Kylon counter to put a bug in play. But I played a landmark with 3 or more, so I can tap her to create a bug. He'll go here with a +1. And then I don't have another bug token. My Scrambler says when you play a permanent, hand costs 3 or more. If you control a token, which I do, I can resupply, which means I take a card off the top of my deck and it goes into my reserve like this.
Okay.
Now I'm okay to have 3 there until the end of the turn.
Right.
When the turn's done, I have to cut down to 2. Then it goes back to you.
I'm tapped out on mana, so pass.
Pass. So then before I pass, I will activate the sacrifice trigger of this.
Okay.
So it sacrifices, and then it says trigger target the enter ability of target permanent you control. So I'll trigger the enter ability of this one and get another brass bug over here.
Okay. What's up, Nate? How are you? Good.
Good. So that's 3, 6. Well, so all I care about is brown and mountain and sea or whatever.
Right.
So I'm at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 in the mountain, which wins in the mountain, and then 3, 6, 7. And you have 2, 3, 4, 5. So I am definitely progressing, and then in the green, 3, 6, 9, 2, 3, 4. So I'll progress, but you won't, unfortunately, because you only needed green, but I blocked you out in green as well. And then over here, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3. So I'll progress here as well.
Oh, no.
It's coming. It's coming down to the wire.
I'm getting scared.
Okay. He goes there. But I don't have a hand anymore. Played my whole hand.
Oh, wait. This goes over here. This goes over here.
And then this is a token. Those both came from your
Yep.
reserve, huh?
Mm-hmm. So they're
Okay.
gone. That goes over there.
Draw 2. Resource 1 if you'd like. I will not be resourcing. Well, actually, you know what? I might actually. 4, 8. Yeah, why not? I will resource another one. 9. Oh, this goes away because I have too many in my thing.
I don't want to reveal my hand because I don't want to give you an advantage.
Sure, but you want advice?
I want to know if I can play this against you. Can I play
probably.
disruption spells against you?
Probably, like that hooked that I played that let me move something from one
Yeah.
expedition to another. I played on you.
Okay.
It just has to say, it has to be generic like that.
Sure.
Right? Like a character, an expedition. If it says you're anywhere there, then it only applies to you.
Okay. Shoot, I don't know what to play. My hand is
resourcing?
I'm thinking about it. My hand's kind of terrible.
Oh, I'm sorry, Doug.
I think I'll do this. I'll resource this one.
Okay.
All right.
At noon, I get a bug from here, but then I also can go down to 2, and get a bug there. So I can get one in each expedition. Which is a pretty scary start, sorry.
Yeah, you're gonna crush me.
Maybe.
I'll play my recruit here.
Okay. And then it's my go. I'm going to do 3 actually for the Scrambler again. We'll put him in, doesn't matter because I don't need a mountain in either one. Gosh dang it. We'll put him over here. And then he had a dusk trigger, but I had no cards in hand, so it didn't make a difference. And then it goes to you.
I'm gonna tap 3. Did you play him from reserve?
Yeah, he has a fleeting counter on him.
I want to play this.
Yeah. So it says this has fleeting itself, right? So that means it goes to the discard right away. And then choose one. Send to reserve a character with hand cost 4 or more. Discard target permanent with hand cost 4 or more. So you can send him back to the reserve.
But he has a fleeting counter, so
But he has a fleeting counter. Yeah, that's a good question. Because the thing is, the fleeting counter means that at dusk, if he would go to reserve, he would die. But yeah, you know what? I'll take it. That's fine. So you could kill him off like that, or you could send a token to reserve, quote unquote, and it would also just disappear. Or you could destroy my brass bug hive as well, because this is a permanent with hand cost 4 or more.
I'm just scared you're gonna meet over here, so I think I'm gonna get rid
Send
of that.
him.
And then this goes to discard, and then pass.
Okay. Surprise, surprise. I'm gonna play another landmark. It's almost like it's what my character cares about. Tap this, get a bug. But because you sent my Axiom Scrambler away, I don't get to resupply. So good job.
Yay!
That's another bug. I thought I had 3 bug tokens. I accidentally put one in my discard. I did. There we go. And then I pass to you.
Tab 5. Play Jean d'Arc.
Nice.
When I leave the expedition zone, create 2 orders for recruit soldier tokens in each of my expeditions.
Okay. Nice.
Pass.
Pass to me. I will do 3. And it's 6 and 6 over here. Oh no! How much do you have left?
I'm tapped out.
Oh, because you played the spell.
Mm-hmm.
Play the Outcast.
That's GG's.
I think that's it. Good game, man.
Hell yeah.
So these both explore, and that's how it ends. And that's the game. So
That's really fun.
it's pretty cool, right? And again, each faction has like their own themes, right?
Yeah.
So obviously my theme is built around landmarks and brass bugs. There's actually, I think I have her in here. If I don't, I definitely need to put her in here. Or she's at home. I have a Joan d'Arc for this faction that says when she leaves the expedition, put a brass bug into play.
Okay.
So like that's a really fun aspect of the game of like we could both play, we could both play the same card, but it does something different for me than it does for you, right? Also, I think she costs more because she's not my native color, et cetera, right?
Okay.
But the other like mechanic, I guess, for this faction focuses. So if I played this hero, the other mechanic is I could pay 1 to put a card from my hand into reserve, and that creates the brass bug. So like half of these cards care about what's in my reserve, the other half care about my landmarks.
Okay, so it's kind of like hand filtering.
Kind of, yeah. That's kind of what this faction does. And so that's something else that's cool because I play so many TCGs, it's hard for me to get deep into all of them.
Sure.
But I decided I'm only focusing on Axiom. But even though I've gone all in on Axiom, I still have like 3 strategies to pick from, right?
Yeah.
Like in Magic, if you go all in on red, it's kind of like burn or die.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it's nice that there's flexibility, a lot of flexibility within each faction itself.
I like the art.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, it's fun. And the full art, uniques are cool. They're like the rares are fun too. Most of the time, if there is a rare of something, then there's a unique version of it as well.
Okay.
So that's good to know. But yeah, like Tanner said, they're releasing the second set later this month. So I believe we will have them in store on the 24th. We're still building our play community, so we may not have a full-on pre-release event. We'll do our best to serve those who show up. But come on in, try out the game, and enjoy, guys. Thanks for hanging out.
Peace.
See you next time.